Welcome along to the milestone episode 50 of the Don Michelle sponsored A View from Section C. Senior is joining us for Timbuktu. Senior, how's it going?
It's good. Senior's on location. He's out and about. Location.
Yep. And he's got a wee drink in his hand.
I have so. It's only Diet Coke. It's only Pepsi Max. It's only glasses they've got in the lodge. Oh, by the way, that's not the Orange Lodge. Just when I say lodge here, I just felt again Toby Craig and I'm ready to come down the road.
See, now listen, I was going to wait to say, no, we're not speaking about you, Toby, but I thought we can't call someone out for saying they're in the fucking Orange Lodge. Jesus Christ. God almighty. Toby Craig will be in my DMs this week.
Yeah, well, there you go. True story, though. Get what I mean?
He's only an Orangeman as in an Orange Ranger supporter. Just to clarify that.
I would debate that. Isn't that right, brother Craig?
Oh my God. No, well, it's so.
I'm on location, so I hope you can hear us loud and clear.
Yes, unfortunately we can't hear you still. He is here, but yeah, episode 50, Senior. I am a little disappointed that we couldn't get, with our connection and stuff, and no knowing what was going to happen, we couldn't get people on because I think your Wi-Fi where you are is okay, but I think putting in maybe another 5 or 6 people into the call will throw that off completely. It's unfortunate, but I've got something in the works just
for episode 51.
Good. I'm currently, as we speak, right before the start of this show, was messaging this person to try and get them on episode 51. So we'll see if we can get that sorted. But yeah, episode 50, we made it.
I know, we've made it. Who'd have thought,
we're halfway.
After just sitting there going, how do we not go and do something like podcasts? See what happens. Just for a bit of a laugh. We'll see if it takes off or if it doesn't. And even if it doesn't, does it matter? Does it matter if you've got half a dozen people listening or 60 million people listening? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long as some people are listening, some people enjoy it because we do get a lot of messages and a lot of support, and not just through the ice hockey. We're good mates at the Dode Fox podcast. They're always in touch, give me wee tips, wee hints, and keep on the right path. So appreciate the work that they've done with me. But yeah, 50 episodes. Who'd have thought? If you sit in, remember the first time I had to come down with other stuff down to your house. Remember? That's how bad it was.
Oh my God! And obviously, still at the time, we were in like restrictions and stuff at the time, and that, and we were having to socially distance for each other in the room. But I could still remember you. I could still see you sitting opposite us in my office in the house, going on your wee bit of paper. Welcome along to A View from Section C with the two lorries. And I think we had about 9 or 10 takes to stop you from speaking like a fucking robot. This is A View from Section C with the two lorries.
Here is our team for this year. Our goaltender is Anton Svensson. What do you think of him?
Oh my God. Oh, fucking hell. So yeah, you've come a long way since then. You've come a long way. And a lot of people have praised that to me personally, saying, remember your dad in the first couple of episodes? And I was like, we're just hearing a blether at each other, and folk end up just listening to it. So it's just me and you right now. I think I've praised where you've got into. So hats off to you.
My IT's getting better,
Hats off to you. We'll not speak about IT. You try to get the AirPods sorted there. So let's kick off the show.
In the middle of Naples, you've got the I'm in the middle of Naples. You got to understand that.
So we'll kick off the show with our new segment, and we're going to have to get a wee jingle or something for it. It's shout outs and call outs. So we thought, you know what, we've got the bad with the call outs, but let's have some nice things to start with in shout outs. And Senior, you've got a big shout out for the Brownie Girls.
Oh, definitely. How good was that on? I can't. What day was it we played? Was it Saturday?
We played on Saturday.
Yeah. Saturday night. The Brownie Girls turn up. Oh, listen to your podcast. Oh, it was great. Here's 2 bags of brownies.
2 brownies. 2 brownies in the bag as well. Is it just the one? It was 2.
And Ken, what, Junior, you seen them. They came in just before the national anthem.
Yeah.
And I'd finished mine before the national anthem even started. They were gone.
I took mine home, and Shannon had the other end. I was raging.
Oh, no.
I was raging.
Oh, no. That's how you eat them at the game.
Yeah. But Brownie Girls, and even came up singing, "We are the Brownie Girls, we are the Brownie Girls."
Oh, yeah. A couple of dopes there. Honestly, God.
Oh.
This is what happens to people when they sit beside us at the hockey. They go off their heads.
Yeah.
Honestly. They just go daft.
Yep.
But yeah, big shout out to the Brownie Girls. Unexpected. They came off had a laugh. Oh, remember you girls, remember bring the brownies. They did. So hats off to them.
Yep. Yep. And hats off to Paula McFergo, or Paula Ferguson, for those of you, correct name. The McFergo name goes way back to the BNL years.
Way back to the BNL days.
But Paula McFergo turned up with, I think it was mini brownies for Tesco's, mini caramel shorty for Tesco's.
Yep.
And there was something else.
Cookies. Cookies.
Oh, the bag of Tesco cookies as well.
Bag of Tesco cookies as well.
Paula McFergo. Oh, now this absolutely fantastic. The Brownie Girls, Paula McFergo. But then this brings it out to the call out, and we were going through the call outs before we came on the show, and I forgot about one call out, and it goes hand in hand with the brownies and the picnic goodies. Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, no providing the coffees to go with said treats. Listen, they just got themselves their coffees and never offered anyone else.
Nah. But they also managed to get themselves chips and cheese and stuff.
Wow, what can I say?
I know.
Looking out for number
shocking
one.
Behaviour, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, shocking behaviour.
And again, another call out that goes hand in hand with the Brownie Girls and the treats is we're very, very good long-time friend Norma Collier.
Yeah.
Senior. What was the words?
What? We're not angry. We're just disappointed.
Yeah, and Norma's words were, "I'm not doing any home baking anymore." Just straight-faced as well. Straight-faced.
We should have actually called Norma's segment should have been just called "Put in My Place," because that's what we were just put in my place. No, I am not doing home cooking for you. Oh, okay then. I'll just go and sit back down again.
But yeah. I think we need to move on for these brownies because I'm getting hungry. There's 2 call-outs, 2 actual call-outs this week, and they're both about us, Senior.
I know. I can't believe it. Imagine us getting called out.
So Ryan
Thompson.
Yep. Mr. Thompson that did provide the coffees wanted to call us out for the 6-2 mention of the Dundee Derbies last week. We tried to pull the wool over his eyes and said it was a shout out to Bucky. Didn't work. It was about you, Ryan. I don't apologise. I don't apologise. It was about you. He wanted us to call ourselves out on that. And we had another call out of no mention of Mr. Billy Finlay last week.
Yeah.
He was really annoyed that we never gave him a shout out last week for us when he found one.
Because he found us.
He found us. I was going to throw it in at the end of the
only
episode,
thing
but
is
I totally forgot.
The thing about, look, he took longer to find us than what he did to find the padlocks. Let's be honest, we've only sat there for 21 years. We've never moved, Junior. We've always been sitting there.
God almighty. God almighty.
Couldn't find one. But yeah, he's calling us out, and oh God, I don't care what's happening with this podcast nowadays. I'll tell you.
No, I know. So yeah. Again, that's our call outs for this week. You know, us two, we need to be better, senior. By the sounds of it.
Yeah.
And
I think the fans need to be better as well, though, Junior. And that's like the Brownie girls have stepped up. Right?
They did.
But I'm going to be honest, I'm getting a wee bit fed up with the Brownies. So if they're listening, could you maybe move up to someone else now?
Well, I'll tell you.
Could we call you the Belgian biscuit girls or something?
The
cupcakes.
Lidl do a very good lemon curd filled donut, and it's a ring donut. Believe it or not, it's a ring donut, and it still has the filling through the middle of them.
But listen, we can't call them the donuts. You just can't.
Well, I think
say no more.
Possibly can.
Move on to the 51 club.
Speaking of things that need to be better, it does bring us to our 51 club sponsored game review. We hosted the Manchester Storm in a crunch game on Saturday night. The usual happened. Manchester got off to a quick start at 1:17 through Scott Simmons. The Stars equalised on 18:46 through Cole Michael Fraser, assisted by Ericsson and Folk. Didn't know that was his middle name. I don't know why it's there.
It's always, for some reason, right? I don't know if you look at, well, you do, because I know you do. We look at the game sheet, but when they come out, and for some reason, always on the game sheet, it's got Cole Michael Fraser.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Yeah. Stephen Johnson then put Manchester 2-1 ahead on the power play at 24:04. Ben Soke tied the game at 30 minutes exactly on the power play, assisted by Songe and Dow. Jonathan, make sure I say this right, Desbians, not the other way. Or I was thinking more the horrible word we can't use. At 39:09. And what was deemed at the time a controversial goal, but we'll come back to that in a second. Cam Critchlow at 44:06. Stephen Johnson at 46:52 in the power play. And then a consolation goal at 58:05 by Chris Leidsman, assisted by Craig Garrigan and big streaky Ian Parker.
Yeah. Not good enough. Not good enough. Second best all over the ice. I heard comments getting made about Manchester's style of play and stuff like that. Well, I'll tell you what, Junior, I wish we were shite bags like them. I'll tell you.
I didn't think Manchester were that bad. In all honesty.
But there was a lot. There was going on past history, Manchester weren't as bad as what they have been.
No.
But what they did do was they fought and scrapped for every single loose puck, and they were in amongst everything. And we were the total opposite. Total opposite. It just was not good enough. It was, for me, it was like we're a 10th player team, a 10th place team. Fucking hell, I've got the wrong teeth in, and we're actually playing like that team now.
Yeah,
there was absolutely nothing, and the atmosphere is getting drained out the fans as well now. And you're beginning to hear people arguing with one another.
Yep.
We what's going on the ice, and it's not nice. It's not nice when you hear mates and pals and people that have sat next to one another for a long time beginning to argue about the on ice product. When that happens, there's something wrong.
Yeah, and I actually sat and it's no much, but I sat and made notes during the game to discuss on this because it was on Twitter, on the View from Section C Twitter page, that Junior's probably going to hear a meltdown this week. Junior, but you know what? Listen, there's viewer discretion is advised here, okay? So Daisy, put your headphones on, right? It's you're honestly, Senior, we're lucky we never recorded this yesterday. Call out, by the way, that was missed. Shannon took the AirPods to work with her, and I couldn't do the podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm still fucking livid. Absolutely livid by it all. It's just that I said it last week that certain players were looking like they were just totally disinterested. It now looks like near enough the entire team, no everyone, so I'm not saying it's everyone, but near enough the entire team have down tools on this season and on the coach. And it's getting worse.
It looks like it to me. It looks like it to me. I don't care if it's on the coach or if it's come out that some players and I'll name players like Philippe Sonch, right? Sonches went off the boil recently, right? Now, I'm not saying Philippe Sonch is down tools. What I'm saying is Philippe Sonch is fed up getting his head kicked in every game and nobody doing anything about it. Nobody.
Now,
and it happened at the Manchester game. Who's the first player to jump in for him? Fucking Ben Soakey.
Yeah. Now I'm
not the big D men that are there.
Now I'm going to interject here because this was where my biggest gripe of the night was the fact that we've brought in the hammer time. We've brought in Cole Fraser, and there's nothing until 3 seconds to go at the buzzer, and that's when he drops the gloves. We're already losing 5-3. What's the fucking point? The worst bit was Carter Folk. Yeah. I was actually embarrassed for Carter Folk on Saturday.
Come on, Laurie. I'm going to be honest with you, right? I think over the past few weeks, Carter's been one of your better players.
Yeah.
Right? He has. But he needs to stop this chirping because it's no working, right? You've got guys who'll chirp and go and do something about it. All he's doing is chirping. And then to sit on the bench and argue with Matt Ginn. What is Matt Ginn going to do? He's the coach.
Yeah. It was
sitting ripping the piss out of him.
It was I was embarrassed for him, the fact that he just sat there and he was chirping and saying, come on to the coach. What's the coach going to do? And also, what's the coach who's an ex-goalie going to do? No saying that goalies aren't going to fight, because we've known some scrappers over the years like Andy Muffet.
Yeah.
But Matt Ginn wasn't a fighter. He wasn't going to go and fight with someone at a line brawl or whatever. No. But it's all talk and no action. And then when I shouted that to him after the game, he just stood and shook his head. There was more fight in the crowd 2 minutes into the game than what there was on the ice the whole night.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. As I say, we Sanchez went off the boil, and I wouldn't be surprised if the guy's playing injured because he gets hit that many times, right? And he's in amongst it. Dryden's always in amongst it. I've never seen Dryden play as angry this season and what he's ever played in Dundee, because that is no Dryden's game.
No,
Dryden's a free-flowing D-man. He could defend, he could check, but he's like a Jeff Marshall type of player.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't need to get involved in the physical side of it too much. Knock the player off the puck, get the puck and skate, and he'll skate like anything. But Dryden's now that frustrated at what's going on. He's needing to get involved, and he shouldn't be. Yep. It's the wrong players that are getting involved. Yep. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that it generally does look like a load of players here, a load of players are here on a holiday right now.
I don't care if they're here ever taken as a holiday, but I think for them
it looks like
it's like the season's finished, And I think they're treating it like the season's finished. I'm not saying they're here on holiday. But something has to change. And Jeff can't keep going on interviews after games saying the same things. The players haven't done this. The players aren't doing that. There was no effort here. There was no determination here. Well, I'm sorry. The buck stops with the coach. And if it's not happening, and I said it last week, sit them on their arse.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
My money's paid. I don't care now. Right? If Johnny McBean's got to play 15 minutes a game and he has the worst game ever in his career, but he fights hard and he tries things, then what are you going to do? Absolutely
not.
Now
that's one thing that's in my notes is Johnny McBean. The exact same happened with Ben Brown last week. They play him for half of the first period with obviously intermittent shifts, half of the first period, and then nothing until maybe the last 1-2 minutes of the game when it's gone. Why? Why are we wasting young laddies' talents like that to sit them on the bench?
I know. And see, the worst thing about that, Junior, is when they play a D-man in front of him. Now,
and not a very good one either.
And it's not that, right? I'm just glad now that for the third week in a row, the ugly pair is now Ryan Verrier.
Yeah. Yeah.
but we've got ourselves in this position. We have 7 D-men. We've only got ourselves to blame for this.
Yep. Yet again, another too many men bench penalty. Now, whether or not we've seen it back. A guy was at the fucking door. Like, why are you calling it when the guy's at the door? But yet again, too many men call. It's for me. The players take some responsibility in that, but the coach is to blame for that. It's happening too much because lines are changed far too much every week. Every game. It's not even every week. It's every game they're changing.
Yeah.
Now we called for him to change it after last week's episode to put Soki up, so we had to change that. But then on Sunday, Hugo was back up with Bariga and Sonch.
You know what? I can understand that. I can understand that because as much as Soki worked, and I'm going to say he worked okay with Sonch and Bariga, Eriksson looked lost without Soki.
I get that, but again, it's more the point of we're changing the lines again in another game. So, like last Saturday, the lines were different. The Sunday, the lines were different. Saturday there, different. Sunday, different again.
Yeah.
That's why there's too many men calls getting called against for every game, because people are jumping on like, oh shit, no, that's not my line now. Back off.
No, that's it, because they'll probably see their centre jumping on and they'll go, oh, that's us. And it's like, oh shit, I'm not on that line now. And we so and so.
Yep.
Well, come on. We could keep dissecting, but there's something, I don't know whether Jeff knows what his best lines are yet. The whole Semyonov's injury has cost us massively. As much as a lot of people will say, shut up, Larsway, you're talking shite, but it has. Semyonov's injury has just put the whole spanner in the works here, because it's Bariga and Sonch are out of sorts without him on the line. The other line is out of sorts because somebody has to come up, and then the 7th D-man. But it doesn't get away from, again, against Manchester, early goal and quick fire goals.
Yeah.
Happens every game, eh?
Yeah. But it's just I was the thing with me is, right, and I always say, you don't mind if you get beat and you've tried and the guys have put all their effort and left everything on the ice. I'm coming into every game now expecting us to lose just because of how the seasons went, right? Yeah. I've went home for games this year like, okay, lost the game, expected. I was extremely pissed off on Saturday when I left the rink. Like Stoney and Shannon tell you in the car, I was moaning like fuck about it, just because of how the performance, Carter Folk shaking his head at the end of the game because he was basically, I was calling him out for stop chirping and just do it. Like, do something. Fucking hit him. Just drop the gloves. Didn't give him the option. Drop the gloves and go with him.
Yep, I know.
You're sticking up for your better players in the team. But your point about Mason, sorry, just your point about Mason, and he maybe doesn't know if he's got his right lines. Surely you've got your line sorted by 40 odd games into the season. Like, if you've not,
you think so?
Fuck me.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, we've had an injury, and then we've created the downfall by having 7 D-men playing now. And I'll be honest with you, the easiest one to move, right, is Craig. Craig plays forward. He could play the role. Or I could understand why we're playing Craig at the back, because along with Dryden, Craig's probably our most consistent D-man right at this point in time. Moore's been excellent since he's come back.
Yeah, and I was saying, or you didn't want to move him because he's probably our best D-man, but Dryden trained as a forward when he was younger.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't leave Naslund at the back with anybody else.
No.
Because I really do.
You, Junior, right? You cannot take Dryden down away from that decoy.
No, I know.
At all.
No, you can't.
At all.
But he would be the only, him and Moorsey would be your only sensible option to play as a forward if you had a good enough defensive structure.
Guaranteed. But you've got to remember, right? Before Craig signed, okay, the hammer wasn't there, right? But before Craig signed, we had 6 D-men, and Craig was one of them. So we've now ended up with 7 because we've signed Cole. So for me, if I'm the coach, and I did say it last week, play Soakley up front. It worked okay. I didn't get a win, but it worked okay. I'd play Moore up front. I would play Craig Moore up front.
Here's one for you.
Go on then.
How do I stick the big man up top?
Fraser.
Yes.
Nah.
Put him on a checking line. Hit some bodies. Drop the gloves.
Nah. Definitely.
That's what the fans are wanting now. The season's done. That's what the fans want.
Definitely not.
We want a wee bit of excitement.
Nah. It'll happen against Glasgow. It'll happen against Glasgow because it's guaranteed that Stevenson will drop the gloves.
Because they'll be getting bit. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, the game is absolutely ridiculous. We've been preaching it again since he came here. Maybe 2-3 weeks into coming here. Big streaky, plant him in front of the goal. He plants himself in front of the goal. Legsman shot for the point. Goalie doesn't see it. Goes in.
I know.
Doesn't do it the rest of the game. Now, Streaky frustrated me actually at the weekend. I just thought he held on the puck far too long. He had to just move the puck. I just thought times he could have dropped it off for that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'm gonna say something.
But I really like him.
Just something. It was just something that I seen was. See when he had the opportunity to drop the puck. That was a Brit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's happened before.
Yep.
Now he's dropped him before for a Brit, and Garrick fucking top shelved it. So
yeah, I think the thing with Parker, I think his move for that is he cuts down the wing and he tries to cut back in on the D-man to try and go top shelf on the goalie. Yeah. And when he does that, he has to go into the boards, and then it's like, shit, where do I go for here? And he's not really got a plan because that's his move. He cuts inside. Yeah. But
I think what's happening with these lines, right? We've got to watch as a club because we could lose a lot of Brit players next year because of the way they're getting treated this year. When you're playing Tom's Rutkus on the 4th line and you're playing an import D-man as a winger before him, that's a no-no for me. That is an absolute no-no.
Senior, we could lose everyone.
The 7th D-man. Yeah,
we could lose every player because of this.
The 7th D-man, I'm telling you, is your 4th line forward. He's not your third line forward. He's your fourth line forward.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get a lot of ice time, then he doesn't get a lot of ice time.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. If you watch Ottawa, I watch the Penguins. It happens when the Penguins go with 7 D-men and it's Ruhwedel that's the 7th D-man. He plays as a fourth line forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or rotates around the day.
Yeah. And again, this isn't the dig at Jeff because it might not be his thought process, but it's I think it's the usual. I think it's the usual import coach looking after the import players.
It feels like it. I'm not saying that's what's going through his head, but it certainly feels like it. Because I tell you, I'm going to say something here. I know a couple of people will agree with us, but the majority will disagree, right? See McBean. I'd play McBean up front now. I would stick him in with Barry and Songe. What's the worst thing that could happen? Playing Johnny McBean up with your top 2 forwards. What's the worst thing that could happen?
Now, I know it's 2 completely different levels, right? But look at it this way. John Dolan, at one point, played on the top line in the Elite League for the Stars. At one point.
Yep.
Okay? Johnny McBean was on the top line with John Dolan in the SNL last season.
Yeah.
It's two. I know it's 2 completely different comparisons, 2 different leagues, 2 massive different standards. But he's played with guys like John Dolan. He's training with the Stars. He's away with the GB under 20s. Performed very well with the GB under 20s, and has been unbelievable in the NIHL with Solway this year.
Yeah.
But we kind of find ice time for him.
He's not a third line checker.
No.
It's like, listen, we know that JD listens to this, right? Sometimes. Right? But JD listens to this, and JD knows himself, right? He was never a third line checker.
No.
So when he started going down the lines, when the imports were coming in and he kept going further down, John Dolan's point production started to go down.
Yep.
Why? Because they expected a natural goal scorer, point getter, to play a totally different role.
Yep.
One of the best players, in my opinion, to play for the Stars, Teeder Wynn, was an absolute sniper. He done nothing else.
Yep.
Teeder wouldn't be able to play a third line checker or a fourth line checker. Couldn't do it. Because all he done was stand and score points. Now, give McBean a chance. Just go and do it. What's the worst thing? We can't finish 11th. There's only 10 fucking teams.
Yeah.
Just go and do it. See what happens. Give the laddie a chance.
And with that statement,
many games have we got left?
Too many.
It's not a lot.
I think it's 12.
It's only about 12 games.
Yeah.
About 12 games left. If Johnny's available for those games, play him. Play him in Semyonov's role, and let's see what we could get. Because I'll tell you, that could be the difference. Or that laddie staying or leaving next season.
Yep. And with that statement on staying or leaving next season, I also firmly believe we need to do the same with Priest. Because that laddie's gone next year, right now. He's gone.
Yeah, I would think
the goalie's not performed in front of him all season, right? We'll no beat around the bush. Fought, I've said it all over social media. The stats and that, he has played better the last,
He has.
He's been on and off the last few weeks for me. Like, I thought Saturday was quite poor, but at times he was fucking brilliant. There was some amazing saves. Yeah. But Britton will be sitting there saying, I could perform as well as him right now. Or I could do a job. But he's not getting the opportunity to. Ever. He's went in after, 5 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go in a blowout game. Every time. We know that Britton's good enough to start in games as a rotated goalie. We know he is. He got us to playoffs last year when Mo went out. But that laddie is gone next year. Without a doubt, he's gone next year.
I always see we goalies, right? I always look at the goalies and see what kind of relationship they seem to have. And you only see it during the warm-up or maybe through a wee training session, right? I didn't see a relationship between Britton and Anton for some reason.
No, really.
I can't see it. And Yet last year, even during the warm-ups, Britton and Mo would be speaking.
Yeah.
And guaranteed, well, we spoke to Mo. When Mo was injured, Mo would have been coaching Britton.
Yeah.
And coaching him and speaking to him and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you see it, if you look at, let's take Cardiff, Bounds and Cozen.
Yeah.
Look at the relationship they've got.
Yep.
It's like they both look at one another as I'm number one, and our guy says I'm number one. And other days the speak and the speak and the speak. If there's a timeout, the two goalies are speaking.
Yeah.
Our goalie stands in the goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
in conclusion, on that game, no happy. No happy.
That was when my phrase actually got turned round. Instead of saying I'm no angry, I'm just disappointed. It wasn't I'm not disappointed, I'm just angry.
Again, what, Senior? I sat there at the game, and a lot of the time through my head, all I could think of was,
oh, Jeezy Peeps, man.
All I could think. All I could bloody think. Oh, Jeezy Peeps, man.
I'll tell you, I turned round to Arlene. I said, we're missing that in Deck Saturday night takeaway for them.
I know. So Sunday night led us into Nottingham with a 4 p.m. face-off. So the Nottingham Panthers, 2 minutes into the second period, David Levin, the boy we were speaking about last week, put them 1-0 up. Stars equalised through Elijah Barriga, assisted by Ben Soke, 25-16. At 38-36, Philippe Songe put us 2-1 up, assisted by Hugo Reinhardt. 2 minutes and 42 seconds into the third period, JC Brassard scored. 48-20, Jacob Izachke. Never even heard of him playing for Nottingham before.
They signed him at the trade deadline.
Put them 3-2 up. And then Matthew Myers at 57-57 put them 4-2 up, giving them a 4-2 victory in Nottingham. The worst part for me looking at that, Senior, if you could see it on your screen, is Gagnon had 3 assists.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Me.
Fucking hammer thrower.
Sideways.
Absolute hammer thrower. 0 + 3. But I'm not going to take credit for this. I'm going to let somebody else take credit for this now, right? Because I've harped on about it enough. And yet somebody else has now went on social media and says, what on earth gets said at the end of the periods?
Yeah.
Nothing's
it's
up.
True.
End of the first in Nottingham. 0-0. End of the first, you're thinking, good 20 minutes.
Yep.
Good 20 minutes on the road. 2 minutes later, you're a goal down. Okay, we score. We equalise within 3 minutes. And my face I was clamped. And then we go 2-1 up and I'm thinking, oh, here we go. We're getting the hot and cold Dundee Stars again. And then we go into a break and within 2:42 they've equalised. And you're thinking, what the fuck is going on here? What gets said in between periods that they come out and it's there's nothing.
Yeah. No, I know. I
didn't expect nothing in Nottingham. It seemed that they certainly put up a lot more effort in the Nottingham game than what they did in the home game at Manchester. I don't know, are the fans now beginning to rile them at home? Is this what's happening? I don't know. Maybe they can't handle it.
You know what? I was actually thinking
Junior, there's only 1,500 of it. Right. Let's be honest. Yeah. See that? That was a bit of sarcasm there. But listen, the banners are not up yet. Okay. We're no Fife. We're better than that.
No, we'll no put banners
lucky
up.
We're better than that.
Yeah. I was going to say that. Stars fans will never I say they'll no turn on them, you know. I had a little bit of a dig at Carter after the game on Saturday, and I felt it was justified for him to know that. But I don't think the fans would hound people out of the club or hound them like what they do with the whole Todd Dutium thing, like what Fife did, you know, all over social media. Get him to fuck out the club. Hutchie as well. Get rid of this boy. Get rid of we're no as bad as Fife. There has been calls for Jeff to go. I've seen them
I was going to
over the
say
week.
that. There's been a few that
but
are coming out.
it's never been personal with them. Fife.
Yeah.
I don't mean this in a general Fife. It's there's bad eggs in every crowd, and in Fife there was people got personal with Jeff and Todd to get them out last season. It turned quite nasty. Don't think Stars fans would ever turn to that. But it's Senior. I'm not happy. I'm not. I've been raging. I've been raging for days about this. It's just pish.
As you say, I'm glad. This is when I tap my hat off, right, to the guys at the Dode Fox podcast, right? I really do, because they do their podcast on a Sunday.
Yeah, I know.
Could you imagine if we'd done our podcast on Sunday?
Yeah, I know.
We'd have been off the air. And I've not listened to Paul and Ronnie this week, but seemingly Big Paul went off on him like, yeah.
Oh, GZ peeps, man. Hold on. It's coming out again.
Oh, GZ peeps, man.
It's, and the thing is, I'm just, let's move on. I'm sick, fed up. Well, this is currently where the league table is just now anyway. Let's remove McGiff's logo. Back to Don Michelle here. That's where the league table is currently standing. We are still 5 points behind Glasgow with 6 games in hand. We're still 5 points behind Fife with 3 games in hand. Nothing has changed with the bottom 3. Nottingham finishing 6th or 7th with Manchester. Coventry are finishing 5th. They've qualified for the playoffs now, so it is a 3-horse race for that last spot. I don't think any 3 of us are going to catch 6th or 7th. They are well and truly on their way. But big games this weekend, which brings us into the Craig Niche Decorators sponsored game previews.
Yeah, could I just...
Yes, you can.
Maybe shout out? Yeah, so as everybody knows that Craig Niche Decorators sponsor our game reviews. And unfortunately, last weekend, Craig and his partner had a baby boy that was born after only 26 weeks. Weighed in at £1.1. And devastatingly for Craig and his family, the wee boy passed away. It was on Craig's personal page. It was on his partner's page. It was also on the Craig Niche Decorators page. Absolutely devastated for him. No family should have to go through that. Nobody.
No.
But when I read it, straight away, Junior, I've got grandchildren, and I just can't imagine what that family is going through just now. And it just puts this shite into perspective. It really, really does.
Yeah.
We come on here and we moan about players and we moan about the coach. We moan about how poor this Dundee Stars team. So fucking what? See, when this happens, I want to shout out to Craig and his family, because I know he's a big supporter of our podcast. He has been for day one. Absolutely devastated when I read the news at the weekend that his wee boy had passed away, Ruben. So for me and Junior, to Craig and his partner and the family, many sincere condolences to everybody involved. So
thoughts are with them all. So the Craig Niche Decorator sponsored game preview is obviously Saturday away to the Cardiff Devils. I'm just going to quickly say it. Usual suspects: Sanford, Cox, Crawford, Joey Martin. Okay, done. We're not speaking about Cardiff. I'm not expecting anything that game at all. Glasgow Clan.
They've had a wee run against Cardiff. They go through spells of winning a lot of games, and then they suddenly lost a daft game, and then they come out and they beat Guildford, and they beat Guildford 3-1. Wee bit of a stramash at the end of the game, which is always good. Always good.
Hey, boys, take notice.
Yeah, that's how it's done. And what I thought was really, really funny, was people tweeting, Guildford didn't like losing. I thought, wow, fuck, were you expecting them to be happy when they lost? They're going for their first elite league title, and people are saying, "Oh, what are Guildford about?" Imagine getting worked up when they get bit. Fucking right, they should be getting worked up when they get bit.
I wish we got worked up when we got bit.
Oh my god! I know. It's just
we just accept it and move on.
And there's the difference. There's the difference. The team sitting 10th accept it and move on. The team sitting second, with games in hand, going for the title, care.
Yeah.
And they get in about it. They lost the game 3-1. We better coming together on the boards. Fuck it. Get the gloves off. We're all in. Every one of them.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah. But,
so I'm the same as you. I must admit, I'm not, just because of where Cardiff are, because they've still got a chance.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting much, put it that way.
No.
Sunday,
the big news coming out of Clan headquarters this afternoon is that Muse is not playing against Fife on Saturday or against us on Sunday due to an injury.
Right. So did the guy Taylor no start? Is that his name? Is it Ty Taylor?
Ty Taylor.
Was it him? So I noticed that he played last weekend in one of the games.
Yeah. So Muse is out injured, and they have announced he is not playing all weekend. So
what Taylor's name, Muck?
No, but he isn't that good.
Well,
we
can make anybody look good.
Did we not play him at the start of the season and he was brutal? But in saying that,
have you fired the pocket the big logo on the front of his jersey, he'll do well.
Yeah, but yeah, so no Muse. Taylor's their backup, so backup in the goal. We know how we always play against backups over the years, many a time.
I'd be firing the puck for every place. As soon as hit that blue line, I'd be hitting the puck at him.
Yeah, but I'm expecting Clan to be doing that to us. Hayden on 20 goals this year. He's their top goal scorer with McParlin just behind him.
He's a player, by the way.
He's a decent player, eh?
He's a player. I'll tell you.
He's also a wee shite as well.
He's came in, and I expected big things out of McParlin and boys like that. But Hayden's been the guy that, for me, that stood out at Glasgow by an absolute mile.
Yeah.
He came in under the radar and has just set the league on fire during some of the games. Like, he is a good player.
Yeah. So McParlin and Hayden are kind of their two biggest ones to look out for. John Dunbar usually has a decent game against us, always there nearabouts the goal. And I hope Andy McCartney announces his name correctly this week. But Shabot, again, always likes to have a good game against us. He's been quiet all season, and then against us, he's been great.
I know. And so is a certain Dundonian.
Go Colm. Yep. Mr. County.
Yep.
Yes.
So up against us quite a few times this season, but I'll tell you, I'm expecting nothing less but 2 points. Nothing. And if we didn't,
it's got to be.
We better go out fighting.
Yeah, it's got to be 2 points, because let's be honest, the night before is Fife Glasgow. So one of those teams are picking up 2. Potentially both of those teams are picking up points.
Picking up points, exactly.
So, but looking at, I believe Glasgow's running. Now, I have it in a message here because someone was telling me earlier on about it.
Well, they've got a lot of away games, haven't they? Because they've not got the ice time now.
Aye, so Clan have got 6 games left. Okay? So 1 against us, 2 against Fife, Sheffield, Nottingham, Guildford.
Yeah.
So you want them to kind of pick up the points against Fife as long as we're beating Fife or beating whoever we've still got to play. But you're looking at that, right?
It's difficult to work out what you want.
Yeah, they've only got to play us once. So you look at our fixtures from that. I think we've only got to play Fife once as well. Potentially 2 games.
This is the last Scottish derby. Going by the as I'm telling you, the Stars have tweeted it today. It's the last Scottish derby. Unless it's the last Scottish derby at home.
I think it's the last Scottish derby at home. Because I'm pretty sure we've got Fife away at the last weekend of the the last weekend of the season. We are away to Fife, home to Belfast. So we only play. So we play Fife once, Glasgow once. And we've got Guildford, Nottingham, Sheffield, Coventry twice, Nottingham again, Guildford twice, Belfast. So let's see where we can get those points to try and catch them up.
I'm just sitting here laughing now.
I know. So yeah, it's a 2 points and a must.
Yeah.
We've
listen, I've said it. There's something like 12 games or whatever there is left, right?
It's go out fight.
If they go out scrapping in 12 games, then I'll be happy. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for 12 victories. Well, I am, but we'll not get 12 victories. Just fight and fight and fight and give everything. And I'll say it again, you play for the logo on the front, no for the name on the back.
No, and it's no necessarily fight as in drop your gloves.
No,
fight.
No.
It's fight for every puck. Fight in the corners. Fight for the goals. Just put a bit of passion and a bit of heart into your performance. It's all we ask.
Look at one player that's now, possibly two, but look at one player that's now. Look at the captain. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep.
And follow his lead. And if they follow his lead, we'll be okay during games. Might not win them, but people will come out and saying, well, we gave it everything.
Yeah.
Look at the captain.
And speaking of the captain, moved into 5th place in all-time appearances for the club. We both tweeted it. I put a wee bit more into the tweet than what you did to show my respect to him. He is up there with your Paddy Lockie, your John Dolan, your Jeff Marshalls. And you know what? I was even close to putting Tony Hand in there.
I actually hope he passes it. I really do, because he deserves it.
Yeah, I would like to see him hold the kind of... Actually, I'd like to see him hold the kind of the record for both, like, assists, points, whatever, and appearances. I think he deserves it. I said it, I think it was at the start of the season, he's another player that just gets it in Dundee. He just gets it.
Yep.
And he met his now wife, he met Amy here. They've settled. And I'm hoping that he's still here next season. Regardless, after this, what can only be described as a bit of a shit show.
Somehow I think he'll be here.
I hope so.
It's just a feeling that I've got that he's going to be here in some capacity.
Yeah. I'm gonna slightly rush on this because I did forget to put this in for you. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly. I did totally skip right over you, but we'll probably have discussed everything.
We've just touched the good. We have just touched the good. It's Dryden down. That is what's going on at the moment. He is the good. For what he's doing, he's leading for the front, and I think it's only right because of what the club had said about the points and the appearances and things like that. I think he deserves our recognition. So certainly for me, the good is Dryden. The bad, fuck, there's too many, is there? There's too many. There's too many bad things going on. The whole season is just getting bad now.
Yeah,
honestly, I think the position and we touched on it earlier on, the position we've left for selling with 7 D-men and having to play that 7th D-man now is just bad. It has just backfired so much now. It's ridiculous. And then the ugly, I'm actually going to say the fighting in the stands was ugly. Because we should never see that in Dundee. Never.
No.
I'm not caring what was going on. Right? If you, I'm telling you, if you can't hold your drink, then go to ice hockey.
Well, no, it wasn't necessarily the boy couldn't hold his drink. The boy knocked it with his hand.
Deliberately.
I know. But
it was so funny. I just seen everybody sort of ducking down. I'm thinking, what's going on? And I actually sat and watched that for a wee bit. And then Paul McFergo's mate was like, he was the guy who had the start on. And Paul says, oh, he's raging. I can't have him. he's daft. He's off his head, and then obviously Ryan got text messages from his mates at the other side. Well, this is what's happened. It was brilliant. And well, I sat and watched that for about 10 minutes.
Oh, it was hilarious.
So that was
no right, but hilarious.
Because I know.
But
it's
so
just, it's just no getting. I don't care what it is. It's the concedings right at the start of games is ugly. Conceding at the start of periods is ugly. It's just
right. You get one ugly. You've had your ugly. You get one ugly, and that's it.
All right. It's a fighting in the crowd.
Right. On this day, in Stars Nation, we celebrate 2 birthdays on this day. Born on the 20th of February in 1989 is Scotty Brannan. He came in and did a decent job for me, I thought.
Scotty Brannan was okay. I'll tell you, if Scotty Brannan was playing this now, he'd have been fighting.
He'd be fighting. His second season wasn't as good, but he came in halfway through that year and he did a good job for me.
And he was a guy that laid his salute on the line every game, eh?
Yeah. And also born on this day, celebrating his birthday today. Why the long face? It is Mr. Mike Worrell, probably the best chirp we'll ever hear.
David Ling, was it? David Ling. Hey, Worley, why the long face? Oh my God. I think even our bench was laughing when he said it.
Okay,
what a chirp. Now that's a chirp.
But again, what a player.
What a player he was.
Oh, that line of Worrell, Ryan and Bagrin. Jesus. The points they put up. I still think to this day, Sammy Ryan was going over to the referee at the end of periods to put his name on assists when he wasn't even on the ice. I still think he was doing that. Because that line were phenomenal together, and we never won anything with that line together. But that was some line.
The other lines let them down.
Yeah.
And you could potentially say the same at this year.
Yeah. So that's where 2.
And Songe.
Yeah, I know. That's where 2 born on this day. We had 2 games on the 20th of February, 2015. The Stars won against the Nottingham Panthers at home, beating them by 3-2. The Elite League website was having a little bit of a hissy fit, and there's no goal scorers available for that game.
Oh.
We then had another game in 2016 where we lost at home to the Manchester Storm.
Shock.
And again, there was no goal scorers for that one.
Oh,
so the Elite League has had a nightmare.
But never lost.
Elite League's had a nightmare.
You're just making it up.
That you bitch. So that is on this day. That is the end of this week's show. A very special episode 50 for us, especially senior broadcasting, all the way from Timbuktu.
You're on location. As you can see, it's not the usual Josh Taylor shorts behind us.
We're going to speak about him now.
I don't care.
He's a Tory. Don't speak about him.
He's a world champion. That's how.
But yeah, it's listen. It's a massive thank you for us to round off this week. We've managed to get to a milestone episode. We were happy with just 150 people listening. It started off, I think there was about 300 to 400 people listening on the very first episode. Obviously, it goes down because people get bored listening to our pish every week. I didn't blame you. But then it started to go up again once we started getting more into the season. I think it was maybe just in the summer, and we're getting 350, 400 listens every single week. We can't thank those people enough for getting us through to episode 50. We did plan something special, but we weren't sure what the connections were going to be like and stuff. So we will make up for it. I'm hoping to get a special guest on for next week, if this person can make it out with his work commitments. If not, we will get all our fans on a special episode further down the line once we get our stable connections back and Senior isn't having a senior citizen moment with his AirPods.
I can't. But I've made it. Listen, I've made it. We didn't even think this was going to happen. Let's be honest.
No, we didn't. We didn't. But yeah,
a massive,
a massive thank you from us goes to you guys. A massive thank you from us goes to our main title sponsor, Don Michel Italian Ristorante. Get yourselves down there. We will be doing a couple of competitions soon. Once we get some of the vouchers back. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your week. Try and enjoy the hockey at the weekend. And we'll see you all for a 2-point Sunday.